Everything you see here is strictly informational. This is not a channel for you to be taking financial advice from. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a broker. I am just a person that is here recording my journey about learning the markets along the way. So please do not consider me a financial advisor. Do not risk any more money than what you have. Do not be borrowing other people's money. Do not do anything stupid that you're going to regret later with your money. What's up, everybody? I am back again. I'm going to try to make this a shorter video than what I usually have. Because I feel like you guys get bored with me and you don't listen too much to what I have to say. It's not my fault I'm that stupid. I'm not stupid, but I did make some dumb moves today, I'll tell you that. So how did today go? Today started off really great in the trading world. Came across, well, I didn't come across a new channel, but that's what I'm going to be talking about today. A different channel that provided some free trades, and I took advantage of those, and I will be more than likely be taking advantage of those in the future. Not only that, I'll probably be subscribing to this service, and after I go over these trades with you, you will probably be thinking about it too. Sorry, Mr. Wizard, I don't think you have what it takes. You got some great stuff going on, don't get me wrong, but I think these other guys are just a little bit can edge you out and make me feel a little bit more ease at where my money is being spent, especially with Mr. Wizard. Spending $100 on two different channels. One is a Forex channel, one is a indices channel. Indices channel may be worth it so far. I have a month's worth. I'm only in my first week. The Forex channel so far has not been worth it. But we'll go over some trades. He actually today was a winning day for Mr. Wizard, except for one big one, and that one big one was one I partake in, and so we'll show you how I lost that one. All right. So first, I guess we'll go ahead and go to the charts. First one I want to talk about, so SPX. I just want to give you kind of an outlook on SPX. Kind of able to kind of sit here and dissect it for a second, and it looks like we're in a channel now. It looks like we have finally formed a channel with S&P, which is a good thing. We got a call earlier. Let me get this down to about the 15-minute. Let's auto this. Got a call earlier to enter this. This was the losing trade, right? This is the losing trade, to enter this at 32.41 as it was coming down. And I was thinking to myself, especially looking at it, let's see if I can't, looking at it like this, I'm doing the fib here, and that's why I got the fibs on there. I'm looking at this and I'm going, you know what, it's at least, I can see what he was thinking about. He was thinking about this right here. He's probably going to form a double bottom or something like that is what he was thinking. I was definitely not thinking that. I thought it was definitely going to go lower and at least hit the 618. So, but he threw out the 32.41, which was even higher than that. So I'm not for sure where he got this number 32.41 at. If I'm going to throw out a signal like this, and what I was thinking in my head is, why don't we just wait and see what happens? But, let's wait and see where it gets to probably its lowest point. It's going to get lower than 31.42 for sure. I knew that for a fact. I knew it was at least going to get to 32, 34, 35, which is going to be the 618. But my dumbass said, you know what? I'm taking this, I'm paying for this, I might as well go for it. So we had 32.41 as the entrance. I went for the 32.41 entrance. We had 32.31 as the first stop loss, right? Once it gets further down into it, he says, let's move the stop loss. anytime somebody tells me to move a stop loss, I don't feel comfortable. I already know that something bad is going to happen. So let's move the stop loss to 32.26. What happens when we move to 32.26? We get taken out. Anytime somebody says move a stop loss, it better damn well be a good stop loss, or they didn't have the best entry in the first place. Now, if I would have listened to my gut and said, you know what, it's probably going to hit 32.34 and done, 150 pips from there, I would have been completely okay. But instead, we got taken out. And 32.31. Oh, let's cancel that. We got taken out, and the next thing I know, I get a message that says re-entry. I re-entered at 32.24. It was already at 32.30 by the time I had gotten that message, and there was no way it was going back to 32.24. No way it was going back to 32.24. So at this point, I'm a little annoyed, just because I should have listened to my gut in the first place. Second of all, I didn't know where you came up with this damn number. And because it was the one loss I had, so, but the good news is that we do have a channel formed. I re-entered this, and not, when he said 32.26, I did actually, what I did is, when I saw it, because it was doing this, it was going back and forth. So what I was doing, since I had lost all of that, from that huge drop, that, those, I think it was 150 pips that we lost, and I had a fairly good size lot size, because I was hoping he would be right. What I did is I kind of played the buy sell game. So I would try to wait till it got low as it would, get to here, sell it off, wait till it got low again, then I would buy, and then let go again. And I kept doing that a couple times. I made some money back. It definitely wasn't enough to cover what I had lost in the drop, just because it was so unpredictable, but I was definitely trying to. But after it all settled, I did re-enter. I re-entered recently, and I took the original. I'm taking the original, just because that's what his original was. If that's what I'm paying for, I'm just going to test it out, see what it is. 32.41 I entered. It's now 32.41.9. And I'm leaving the original stop loss of 32.31. And the reason I am doing this is because I do believe it's going to stay above the 618. And we are in this channel. I if anything, what I think is going to happen is it probably will dip down a little bit further into the 618 and then continue on upwards. So that's why I did enter in. That's why I do have the stop loss at the original stop loss. If anything, I may take a little bit of a dip, but I don't think S&P is going to drop below that. We're going to have to watch and see what happens with this trend line that has definitely formed. So, like I said, and excuse my markings from here, these are imbalances that I found, or accumulation zones or whatever, that I believe if this does get outside of the trend line, it's definitely going to shoot through these, right? And also, hey, you got the 1.1618 here. This is almost always a target, if it falls below, especially where it's at now. But as you can see, if you scroll down through here, we got some points here that it hit. We're going all the way. I'm in a 15-minute chart. If I just put this down on like a 1-hour chart, we could probably see it a little bit easier. But this goes all the way down to this low here, to the, whenever it hit that long time ago. It looks like it's finally coming into a channel here, and it's staying that way. So that's the good news, and that's what I'm going to be banking off of. And I think a lot of people are seeing that too. We did kind of have like a little sideways movement there, but I think right now we're in this channel, and I think we're good. Next, I want to talk about gold. I also found, I think I told you last night, found the channel. If we just go to a 4-hour range, we've kind of been in the channel ever since December, if not before. Looks like, yeah, so looks like kind of here's, kind of did a sideways move for a long time, and then all of a sudden we started seeing some upward movement. Then we had this right here, which was COVID. I really don't consider COVID part of the channel, especially when it kind of comes out of balance. But as you can see, we did have some points that were touching. Same with the top. They're almost parallel. If anything, they're forming a little bit of a triangle, but not too much. My outlook on this that I said yesterday, if you watched my video, was that I thought 1883.030 was going to be the resistance point. And the reason I said that is because that was the last bullish candle up before it went down. But before it hit the last bullish candle up before it hit its high. So the last bullish daily candle, I should say. Before it hit the high candle, before it hit its high and then went back down. So on its high, it's actually a bearish candle because it hits the high and goes down. So I thought the bullish candle going up was going to be the resistance point. I'm not too far off. I put 83.30. If I was to bet, it looks like it did hit that zone. If we take a lot closer look at this, it's exactly where that. I mean, you can't get any clearer than this. It's crazy. That 1883.30, right, is exactly where the channel meets, right, and it bounced right off of it. And if I would have placed some money on that, we would have had, what, 130 pips? I forget how gold does their pips. Gold's a little bit weirder. Is that 13? 1308? Yeah, I guess. I'm not 100% sure how gold does their pips. But it would have been, a fairly significant amount. And the reason I didn't put my money where my mouth is because I was just taking a stab in the dark. I'm an amateur trader, for God's sake. I'm not a professional, but that was my guess, and I was guessing it was probably going to happen right at that level, and it did. But the thing is that what gold's been doing lately is, it'll hit a resistance point and it just burst right through it. The thing about gold is, though, is that we have not reached the all-time high yet. All-time high is up here, 1918. That was a good year. I think that was the all-time high. For some reason this thing doesn't keep it didn't keep my charts, so I had to redo these charts all over again. Damn it. Excuse my language. Sorry, I probably should have had this all set up before you guys got on here. But no, that's not the high, 1918. It looks like it was a little bit higher than that. So high here was 1921.070. So let's fix this coordinates. 1921.070. All right. Now that we have that fixed, let's go back to where we are. Let's go to the 1 hour and let's auto this. So what is gold up to now? I have no idea. My one prophecy did kind of come true. Honestly, I want to see if it's gonna come back into this channel, which it looks like it did. So now it looks like it's retesting right now at the moment. It's retesting this channel. So if it rejects, we might see an actual sell-off. But I'm not for sure if it's going to reject. The way gold has been moving, it could easily just stay out of channel. It looks like it's not rejecting right now. But who knows? We're still early stages. It could reject. But this is the way gold's been moving, especially since that's the way gold's been moving. Guess which way the dollar's been moving. Dollar has just been trash. I have no idea what's going on with the dollar, but it's not going so well. But the thing with the dollar is that if you inverse it, it looks like SPX. It's almost to a T. It looks like SPX, except for there's a little bit more dips in SPX than there is the dollar. But let me see here. The way it's just kind of going down, then goes up. If you look at the dollar, it's also going down. It has little dips and goes back up. And I forgot who it was that brought that to my attention, but I thought that was pretty interesting that the dollar and the SPX are pretty much on the inverse right now. Anyway, since it's at 32.46.47, I guess that means I'm in the positive on my trade right now. But what I wanted to get to, the main meat of everything, was the channel that came across, which is weird. I think it's either somebody's running somebody else's channel, or it's the same channel, or I don't know what it is. Let me bring up my OBS here, and I'll show you what was going on. So we're going to transition over to Telegram, and so this was the channel that sent out the trades, Fxstation Platinum signal, right? Now it also sends out this forbesfx public trading channel. Pretty sure it's the same exact one, except for this one didn't send out the free signals. It sent out one free signal, but it sent out the same exact updates as this one. And you can see it throughout the entire day. But I woke up this morning really early, right around 5 o'clock or so, checked to see if we had any trades going, and this is what I came across. So I had 5 trades come in between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. The last one, here at 6:04. So I'll go through those with you really quick, and I was quite happy with them. So because I took all of them, and I took a pretty good risk on them, and I took this one, and I was just saying, you know what, and when I was reading, you know what, I forgot to go to OBS and change it off of there we go. Gotta just remember these. Back off of that now. So now we're looking at the chart. So this was the first one, the XAUUSD. And when I was looking at the trades, most of them had about 30, 40 pips, something like that. There was some that had like 130 whatnot, which is cool. But I was like, you know what, if you can just get me 30, 40 pips, I'll throw in a good lot size. I'll wait till it hits 20, 30 pips and I'll jump out. And that's what happened with this first one, this XAUUSD. They gave me this one I jumped in the trade 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that, 6 o'clock, whenever they threw it at me. I think it was 5, and I got out of it before I went to work, or I was getting ready for work around 7 o'clock or so. So I think I was out of it by that time, because it had hit right around 40 pips or something like that. And I was watching that one, somewhere around 35, something like that. And same thing with the JPY. It was right around the same time. 5 o'clock is whenever they threw this one out there. Same thing, I wanted to say 30, 40 pips. Yep, it was right around here, around 7 o'clock when I was getting ready for work. Yep, I jumped out. Got my 30, 40 pips. So you think if I would have stayed in this one, that this was their first take profit. They have a second take profit on this one, so they definitely hit their first take profit. Another one. Now this one was a dilemma, because I had 2 calls on this one, right? I had the sell call from the FX Platinum station, or whatever it was, the one that threw the 5, 6 signals out today. But the first call I woke up to was Wizard. I woke up to Wizard signals giving me a buy call on GBP GPY, which was interesting because they both played off of each other, and I should have taken advantage of this so hard, but I didn't. just because they were conflicting, so I didn't know what to do. I did sell the GBP JPY, and I should have held it until it was going to hit this. I should have held it until the entrance of this, because I had both of them, and but to be honest, with Wizard's call lately, I wasn't so sure his would work, so I didn't take Wizard's call. Well, I took this fairly far down. I want to say 40, 50 pips, something like that. I got out, and I waited to see if it was actually going to happen. I think I was getting out of the shower whenever I saw Wizard's call, and that did hit his exact entrance and then bounce right back out. So I was a little bit upset, but I eventually waited till it came back down. I think if you want to take a 15-minute look at this, it did come back in. See, that's the first one. Jeez, I wish these things would not do that and interrupt the view. But the first one, it did come in, bounce right back out. I waited a little bit and entered again. Whenever it did enter, it came back out. I think I may have got like 15 pips or something out of it. And then got out of that one. But if I'd have stayed in, it would have came back up. I could have re-entered from the other sell. And this one actually is still selling. So, but to Wizard's advantage, he is not stopped out either. So it's right in between both signals, but just the Fxstation is actually doing a lot better than Wizard signal is. Now on to NZD/USD. This was also a sell. If you can't remember, I think it was this one. No, it was the odd USD. The odd USD. Remember, we had that failed buy. So, and then today we had an amazing sell on it. So, and that failed buy came from Wizard, but we had a good sell from Fxstation. I'll drop Fxstation's Telegram information in the description, so if you want to check them out. But like I said, it's also it coincides with this forbesfx channel. They threw out one free signal today, and it was one of the exact same ones from the Fxstation, so which was odd. All right, right now we looking at NZD/USD. This is another free one that they threw out. Again, I was just hoping for a good 30 pips before, and this was the entry point that they had. I think we got, yeah, I want to say, I remember it was somewhere around 2025, I think, but I was just like 20 pips, whatever. I'm going to get out because I threw in a good lot size. Funny thing is, it bounced right back to the entry point, exactly the entry point, and then took off again. It's coming back. Who knows? We may re-enter one more time if it hits that entry point. And then NZD/JPY. This one is still going. I wish it would have stayed in this one a little bit longer. But same thing with the entrance. Waited till about 30. I think this one hit about 40. No, let me see here. No, I think this is about 20 as well. I think the NZD pairs both gave me 20, and the odd pairs gave me like 30. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this one didn't give me 30. All I know, I was in it for not too long. I was getting out of these just before I went to work, and I went to work at 8. So, yeah, 7:45 is where my cursor is now, so that sounds about right, about 30 pips. So, five trades, 4 of them around 30 pips, one about 50. And then I also had that GBP JPY, they gave me about 10. So I started off the day with about 150 pips, some fairly large lot sizes. So it was going good until I hit that damn SPX fail. And that basically wiped out all of my losses. They were all my wins today. It wiped me out of all of them. It really did. And that's why I was trying to buy little bits back in here. So I'm just barely negative for the day, but I'm negative enough to be annoyed. Annoyed at myself, knowing that I knew that SPX call was not what I should have listened to. And that's the thing, if you're a new trader and you have a gut instinct and you have a decent knowledge about some things, go with your gut instinct and that decent knowledge. If somebody's, even if you're paying for somebody to tell you to do something and you think, you know what, that's probably wrong, more than likely your gut instinct is right. But like I said, there were some things that I wish I would have done. I didn't really have a gut instinct. I did have a gut instinct about this, and it was, well, Wizard's call is probably not going to be that good, but it was. He actually did make a good call. The bad thing was is that this person also just made a good call. It was a better call. I think Wizard hit 2 take profits. He hit 40 pips. The other guy hit 40 pips. So, but I only took whatever it was. I exited just before. I forgot how much I took from this one. I want to say it was around 30. Because once I got around 30, I was like, you know what, it's 30 pips. I'm just going to get out. Because I was in the other 2 trades at the same time, so I just didn't want to keep up with all of them. Oil. He also had a good trade on oil. Now, he had a sell trade. This is one I didn't get in. Let's see here, 42.18 I know was the sell position. We'll just leave it there. And I know his profit level was 40. I think it was 40. I think it was just 41. Yeah. So he nailed that one. He really did. Not gonna lie, but I don't like trading oil. Every time I've traded oil, just something bad happens. I don't like having to be, 100 pips in or whatever it is, 10 pips in with the spread. You have to have a wide stop loss. I like to have as minimal risk as possible. But I honestly, I wish I would have taken this trade just because he did nail this trade. He had 130 pips is what he said. So that was his oil call. Now he also had this oil sell. It didn't exactly reach his sell point. I didn't have this set. I don't know if he's in it, but it didn't exactly reach his sell point. But he does have a chart out there that does show that this is more than likely going to come back into this area and to sell again from this 42.18. So just keep that in mind. I just now getting a Telegram signal. Let me actually pull this up and let's take a look at it, what it says. Gold buy. All right. Entry 1886. Let me see if that is doable. 1886 is now. Hold on. All right. We do have a gold buy in place. And I'll tell you guys how this one goes. So far, it's not going that good. Stop loss 1880. Take profit 1890. TP2 1896, TP3 1895. So if we want to go ahead and throw this on there, long position. Entry price was 1886. Take profit level 1890. Stop loss 1880. Yeah, you can see we're already in the red, but hopefully it'll turn around. Right now my phone is battling between SPX and XAU. Looks like XAU is now turning around a little, backing up a little bit, so hopefully we'll get something good going out of these. So anyways, that's been my day, that's my trades, and give you a little bit of an outlook on SPX. Let me take a look at a NAS as well. NAS took a dive today, looks like. NAS is not in a channel, I don't think. It's just, it has a mind of its own. Maybe it does have a channel, and I just didn't even notice it until just now. I am just going to remove everything from this. So, yeah, it looks like NAS has kind of had a channel going, if I'm not mistaken. So here, let's take it from here. It's kind of yeah, definitely a trend line. I don't really know if I would say a channel. Here, let me just make a duplicate of this. I don't know why that does that, but let's just go ahead and keep it this way, and then Control C, Control V. And if there is a channel, I guess that is it. Right? Looks like it's more of like a widening type channel, but looks like it's making a sideways move right now. Alright, looks like there was take a closer look at it. Looks like there was a breakthrough of a support or resistance and made a support. So if you're going to take any kind of bets, I would say I would bet on, let's do a fib here. Probably around this 50 level, to be honest. I would say take a long position here. Not too much of a short position. Take it to the top of the channel. So that would be what I would call. So entry price 10.0401. Take a profit at 11.33.7, and stop loss 10.248.9. Kind of a big stop loss, but that's what you get when you play with NAS. You know what? You could probably go a little bit. You could probably, actually, I wouldn't even go there. I would go to where that this new resistance is. So you could probably go there, shorten it a little more, give it only about less than 400 pip stop loss. But that's what I would do. That would be my goal if I were you guys. If you get to see this in time, I'll try to upload it as soon as I can for those of you who do like my channel, subscribe to my channel. But anyways, I just want to give you guys an update, let you guys know about the new station called that I found, or new channel I found called Fxstation. So if you get the chance, check it out. This was the one only day that I think they threw free trades out. And like I said, they showed what they did last week, and so I kind of compared it to that, and took what I could, and I mean, they called them at the right time. They made the pips at the right time for me, so I was happy with them. And yeah, Wizards kind of teetering on me. I still got another 3 weeks with them, so we'll see what happens. Alright, but that's me, and I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good night and a good weekend coming up. Hey!